Hi, brothers and sisters. Today we're going to continue our reading in Genesis. We left off at chapter 31, so we're going to read the last part of Jacob's story from 32 to 36. And let's go ahead and get started right now. And Laban rose early in the morning and kissed his sons and daughters and blessed them. And Laban went off and returned to his place. And Jacob had gone on his way, and messengers of God accosted him. And Jacob said when he saw them, "This is God's camp." And he called out the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau his brother in the land of Seir, the steppe of Edom. And he charged them, saying, "Thus shall you say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, With Laban I have sojourned, and I have tarried till now. I have gotten oxen and donkeys and sheep and male and female servants, and I sent ahead to tell my lord, to find favor in your eyes." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he is actually coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." And Jacob was greatly afraid, and he was distressed. And he divided the people that were with him, and the sheep and the cattle and the camels, into 2 camps. And he thought, should Esau come to the one camp and strike it, the remaining camp will escape. And Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, Lord, who has said to me, Return to your land and your birthplace, and I will deal well with you. I am unworthy of all the kindness that you have steadfastly done for your servant. For with my staff I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Oh, save me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and strike me, my mother with sons. And you yourself said, I will surely deal well with you, and I will set your seed like the sand of the sea, multitudinous beyond all count." And he passed that same night there, and he took from what he had in a tribute to Esau, his brother, 200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milk camels with their young, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 he-asses. And he put them in the hands of his servants, each herd by itself. And he said to his servants, "Pass on before me, and put distance between one herd and the next." And he charged the first one, saying, "When Esau my brother meets you and asks, saying, Whose man are you, and where are you going? And whose herds are these before you? You shall say, They are your servant Jacob, a tribute sent to my lord Esau. And look, he is actually behind us." And he charged the second one as well, and the third, indeed, and all those who went after the herd, saying, "In this fashion you shall speak to Esau when you find him. And you shall say, Look, your servant Jacob is actually behind us." For he thought, "Let me placate him with the tribute that goes before me, and after that I shall look on his face. Perhaps he will show me a kindly face." And the tribute passed on before him, and he spent that night in the camp. And he rose on that night, and took his 2 wives and his 2 slave girls and his 11 boys, and he crossed over the Jabbok ford. And he took them and brought them across the stream, and he brought them across all that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the break of dawn. And he saw that he had not won out against him, and he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip socket was wrenched as he wrestled him. And he said, "Let me go, for dawn is breaking." And he said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to them, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And he said, "Not Jacob shall your name hence be, but Israel, for you have striven with God and man, and won out." And Jacob asked and said, "Tell me your name, pray." And he said, "Why should you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. And Jacob called that place Peniel, meaning, "I have seen God face to face, and I came out alive." And the sun rose up, and he passed Peniel, and he was limping on his hip. Therefore the children of Israel do not eat the sinew of the thigh, which is the hip socket to this day, for he had touched Jacob's hip socket at the sinew of the thigh. Chapter 33. And Jacob raised raised his eyes and saw, look, Esau was coming, and there with him were 400 men. And he divided the children between Leah and Rachel, and between the 2 slave girls. And he placed the slave girls, their children first, and Leah her children after them, and Rachel and Joseph laughed. And he passed before them and bowed to the ground 7 times until he drew near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell upon his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he raised his eyes, and saw the woman and the children, and he said, Who are these with you? And he said, These are the children whom God has favored, your servant. And the slave girl grew near, they and their children, and they bowed down. And Leah too, and her children drew near, and they bowed down. Then Joseph and Rachel drew near and bowed down. And he said, What do you mean by all this camp I have met? And he said, To find favor in the eyes of my Lord. And Esau said, I have much, my brother. Keep what you have. And Jacob said, Oh no, pray, if I have found favor in eyes, take this tribute from my hand. For I have not seen your face as one might see God's face. And you have received me in this kindness. Pray, take my blessing that has been brought to you. For God has favored me, and I have everything. And he pressed him, and he took it. And he said, Let us journey onward, and let me go alongside you. And he said, My Lord knows that the children are tender, and the nursing sheep and cattle are my burden. And if they are whipped onward a single day, all the flocks will die. Pray, let my Lord pass on before his servant, and let me drive along at my own easy pace, at the heels of the livestock before me, and at the heels of the children, till I come to my Lord and Seir. And Esau said, Pray, let me set aside for you some of the people who are with me. And he said, Why should I find such favor in the eyes of my Lord? And Esau returned to that day on his way to Seir, while Jacob journeyed on to Succoth. And he built himself a house. For his cattle he made sheds. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came in peace toward the town of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. And when he came from Paddan Aram, and he camped before the town. And he bought the parcel of land where he had pitched his tents from the sons of Hamor, father of Shechem, for 100 casitas. And he set up there an altar and called it El Ohoi Israel. Chapter 34. And Dinah, Leah's daughter, whom she had borne to Jacob, went out to go seeing among the daughters of the land. And Shechem, son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the land, saw her, and took her, and lay with her, and abused her. And his very self clung to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman, and he spoke to the young woman's heart. And Shechem said to Hamor his father, saying, Take me this girl as wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter, and his sons were with his livestock in the field. And Jacob held his peace till they came. And Hamor, Shechem's father, came out to Jacob to speak with him. And Jacob's sons had come from the field when they had heard, and the men were pained, and they were very angry, for he had done a scurrilous thing in Israel by laying with Jacob's daughter, such as not be done. And Hamor spoke with them, saying, Shechem, my son, his very self longs for your daughter. Pray, give her to him as a wife, and ally with us by marriage. Your daughters you will give to us, and our daughters take for yourselves, and among us you will settle, and the land is before you. Settle and go about, and take its holdings in it. And Shechem said to her father and to her brothers, Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me I will give. Name me however much bride price and clan gift, I will give to what you say to me, and give me the young woman as a wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully. And they spoke as they did because they had defiled Dinah their sister. And he said to them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to a man who has a foreskin. That is a disgrace for us. Only in this way we may agree to you, if you will be like us, every male to be circumcised. Then we can give our daughter to you, and your daughters we can take for ourselves, and we can settle among you, because you will become one folk. But if you will not listen us to be circumcised, we will take our daughter and go. And the word seemed good in the eyes of Hamor and in the eyes of Shechem son of Hamor. And the lad lost no time in doing the things, for he wanted Jacob's daughter, and he was most highly regarded of all his father's house. And Hamor with Shechem his son came to the gate of their town, and they spoke to their townsmen, saying, These men have come in peace to us. Let them settle in the land and go about it. For the land, look, is ample before them. Their daughters we shall take as wives, and our daughters we shall give to them. Only in this way will the men agree to us, to settle with us to one folk. If every male of us be circumcised as they are circumcised, their possessions and livestock and all their cattle will they not be ours? If only we agree to them and they settle among us. And all who sallied forth from the gate listened to Hamor and to Shechem his son, and every male was circumcised, and all who sallied forth from the gate of his town. And it happened on the third day, while they were herding, that Jacob's 2 sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took each his sword, and came upon the city unopposed, and they killed every male. And Hamor and Shechem his son they killed by the edge of the sword. And they took Dinah from the house of Shechem and went out. And Jacob's son came upon the slain and looted the town, for they had defiled her sister. Their sheep and their cattle and their donkeys was what was in the town and in the field. They took all their wealth, and all their young ones and all their wives they took captive, and they looted everything in the house. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, You have stirred up trouble for me, making me stink among the land's inhabitants, among Canaanite and Perizzite. When I am a handful of men, if they gather against me and strike me, I shall be destroyed, I and my household. And they said, Like a whore should our sister be treated? Chapter 35. And God said to Jacob, Rise up, go to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar to God, who appeared to you when you fled from Esau your brother. And Jacob said to his household, and all who were with him, Put away the alien gods that are in your midst, and cleanse yourself, and change your garments, and let us rise and go up to Bethel, and I shall make an altar there to the God who answered me on the day of my distress, and was with me on the day that I went. And they gave Jacob all the alien gods that were in their hands, and the rings that were in their ears, and Jacob buried them under the terebinth that is by Shechem. And they journeyed onward. And the terror of God was upon the town around them. And they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people who were with him. And he built there an altar, and he called it the place El Bethel, for there God was revealed to him when he fled from his brother. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the oak. And the name was called Alan Bakuth. And God appeared to Jacob again when he came from Paddan Aram, and he blessed him. And God said to him, Your name, Jacob, no longer shall be your name be called Jacob, but Israel shall be your name. And he called his name Israel. And God said to him, I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and multiply. An assembly of nations shall stem from you, and kings shall come from forth your loins. And to the land that I give to Abraham and to Isaac, to you I will give it, and to your seed after you I will give the land. And God ascended from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Jacob set a pillar in the place where he had spoken with him, a pillar of stone. And he offered libation on it, and poured oil on it. And Jacob called the name of the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. And they journeyed onward from Bethel. And when they were still some distance from Ephrath, Rachel gave birth, and she labored hard in the birth. And it happened, when she was laboring hardest in the birth, that her midwife said to her, Fear not, for this one too is a son for you. And it happened, as her life ran out, for she was dying, that she called his name Ben-Oni, but his father called him Benjamin. And then Rachel died, and she was buried on the road to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar on her grave. It is the pillar of Rachel's grave to this day. And Israel journeyed onward and pitched his tent on the far side of Migdal Eder. And it happened, when Israel was encamped in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard. And the sons of Jacob were 12, the sons of Leah, Jacob's firstborn, Reuben and Simeon, and Levi and Judah, and Issachar and Zebulun. And the sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's slave girl, Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's slave girl, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob who were born to him at Paddan Aram. And Jacob came to Isaac his father in Mamre, in Kiriath Arba, that is, Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had sojourned. And Isaac's days were 180 years. And Isaac breathed his last and died. And he was gathered to his kin, old and sated with years. And Esau and Jacob his sons buried him. Chapter 36. And this is the lineage of Esau, that is, Edom. And Esau took wives from the daughters of Canaan, Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, daughter of Anah, son of Zibeon the Hivite, and Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael, sister of Nebaioth. And Adah bore to Esau Eliphaz, while Basemath bore Ruel, and Aholibamah bore Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau who were born to him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters, and all the folk of his household and his livestock, and all his cattle, and all the goods that he had gotten in the land of Canaan. And he went to another land away from Jacob his brother. For the substance was too great for dwelling together, and the land of their sojournings could not support them because of their livestock. And Esau settled in the high country of Seir, Esau, that is, Edom. And this is the lineage of Esau, father of Edom, in the high country of Seir. These are the names of the sons of Esau: Eliphaz, son of Adah, Esau's wife; Ruel, son of Basemath, Esau's wife. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was a concubine of Eliphaz, son of Esau, and she bore to Eliphaz Amalek. And these are the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Ruel: Nahath, and Zerah, and Shammah, and Mizah. These were the sons of Basemath, Esau's wife. And these were born to the sons of Esau's wife Aholibamah, daughter of Anah, son of Zibeon. She bore to Esau Jeush, and Jalam, and Korah. These are the chieftains of the sons of Esau: the sons of Eliphaz, firstborn of Esau, the chieftain Teman, the chieftain Omar, the chieftain Zepho, and the chieftain Kenaz, the chieftain Korah, and the chieftain Gatam, the chieftain Amalek. These are the chieftains of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Adah, and these are the sons of Ruel, son of Esau, the chieftain Nahath, and the chieftain Zerah, and the chieftain Shammah, the chieftain Mizah. And these are the chieftains of Ruel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Basemath, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Aholibamah, Esau's wife: the chieftain Jeush, the chieftain Jalam, the chieftain Korah. These are the chieftains of Aholibamah, daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau, that is, Edom, and these are their chieftains. These are the sons of Seir the Horite who had settled in their land: Lotan, and Shobal, and Zibeon, and Anah, and Dishon, and Ezer, and Dishon. These are the Horite chieftains, son of Seir, in the land of Edom. And the sons of Lotan were Hori and Hamam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And these were the sons of Shobal: Alvan, and Mahanath, and Ebal, and Shephal, and Onam. And these are the sons of Zibeon: Ai, Anah. He is Anah who found the water in the wilderness when he took the asses of his father to Zibeon to graze. And these are the children of Anah: Dishon, Aholibamah, daughter of Anah. And these are the sons of Dishon: Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran, and Cheran. These are the sons of Ezer: Bilhan, and Zavan, and Achan. These are the sons of Dishon, Uz, and Aran. These are the Horite chieftains, the chieftain Lotan, the chieftain Shobal, the chieftain Zibeon, the chieftain Anah, the chieftain Dishon, the chieftain Ezer, and the chieftain Dishon. These are the Horite chieftains by their clans in the land of Seir. These are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the Israelites. And Bela son of Beor reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bela died, and Jobab son of Zerah from Bozrah reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham from the land of the Temanite reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham from the land of the Temanite reigned in his stead. And Husham died, and Hadad son of Bedad reigned in his stead, he who struck down Midian in the steppe of Moab. And the name of his city was Avith. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. And Samlah died, and Saul from Rehoboth on the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died, and Baal-Hanan son of Achbor reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hanan son of Achbor died, and Hadad reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pau, and the name of his wife Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the chieftains of Esau by their clans and their places by their name: the chieftain of Timnah, the chieftain of Alva, the chieftain of Jetheth, the chieftain of Aholibamah, the chieftain Elah, the chieftain Pinon, the chieftain Kenaz, the chieftain Teman, the chieftain Mibzar, the chieftain Magdiel, the chieftain Aram. These are the chieftains of Edom by their settlements in the land of their holding. That is Esau, father of Edom. That's it. It's a shorter video today, but that's good. Have a good day.